Welcome to the Once Upon a Sunday Fantasy Football Podcast with your hosts, Josh Kimmel, Dave Campbell, and Justin Bowerly.
Welcome to Once Upon a Sunday Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Josh. Yes, we're running a little late, but hey, it's Friday. Let's have fun. Woohoo, weekend. Yeah, I'm excited for the weekend. I'm not excited to talk to you about how terrible Jaden Daniels was last night, Justin. I see you in the chat or down there in the thing, but make sure everyone stay calm. It's cool. It's just one game. Thursday night games are back to sucking. We had a really good Thursday night game. The last night was just awful. Before we get into our rankings, which we always do on Friday, let's bring in Justin. Let's talk about this because we got a lot to talk about. Injuries we didn't cover on the waiver show this week. The showdown, right, was awesome. But, hey, we're here for our official rankings. And one thing I noticed, I am talking a lot. One thing I noticed is we're kind of getting closer and closer as the season goes on to our rankings. We don't have these guys where it's like, whoa, bro, you got him here and I got him way down here. We're kind of figuring out, and that's what we should be doing in week 11. We kind of figure out where these players are landing week to week. I'm excited. That means it's good. That's good things to me. I don't think we should always be total opposite.
No.
That's it.
I agree with
That's
you.
it. That's
Sorry,
it.
I had to clear my throat. It was.
What are you drinking? What are you drinking over there, buddy? Another Truly?
Nothing. Nothing. I got my old trusty water right here.
Oh yeah, I saw a can earlier. I don't know what that can was. I think it was a little.
It wasn't a Truly. I can tell you that.
Definitely wasn't that. But hey, before we get into our rankings, I want to let everyone know, and plus we have injury news. Thank you so much to the big boost in support and followers in the past couple weeks. It's been awesome. If you missed the tuxedo show, that did happen. I wore a tuxedo. Probably not going to wear it again on the show because it messes up with the green screen. Did not think about that when purchasing my suit. I bought a Dolphins teal color suit because we are part of the Finstock Sports Network, and I am a Dolphins supporter. And I do look good in that color. Like, I look really good. Did I look really good, Justin? Did I look professional? Did I look cool?
You definitely looked something.
Yeah, I look cool. So I'm back in my scrubs, my Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville jacket. Next milestone is 1,000 subs. We're currently at 510, so we need 490 of you people. I know you're out there watching because I see the numbers. I see the watch time. If I was a YouTuber that did Fortnite, I would say, did you know that? And then he always points here, 90% of you people watching aren't subscribed. It's true over here too. So most of you people who are watching are not subscribed. So make sure you hit that sub button. I will shave my head and donate it to Wigs for Kids. That is the thing. If you don't know, oh, big deal. I have long hair. You just can't see it because it's my luscious locks are just tied up back here. So follow the show. Blue Sky, Twitter, Instagram, ousffpod.com. Justin, let's get to the injuries.
Oh, God, I got to push buttons. Yeah, so we'll start off with the quarterback position. Trevor Lawrence is questionable this week with that shoulder injury. Assuming he sits out, it's going to be Mac Jones again this week, so that's fun. Dak Prescott did hit IR with that hamstring injury. Now, running backs, we've got Christian McCaffrey, he's questionable still this week. He came in last week. I would expect him to play. Josh Jacobs is questionable. Everybody I'm about to say is going to be questionable, so just know that. Aaron Jones has a rib issue. Gus Edwards has an ankle issue. Jalen Warren has a back issue. Tank Bigsby, Dearness Johnson, Jamal Williams, Damian Pierce, Isaiah Pacheco. They're all questionable for this week, so something to monitor. It's Friday. But yeah, he was activated off the IR.
Is that why you sent me Kareem Hunt last night? You mother effer. You mother effer. You mother effer. You knew I like Kareem Hunt, and you're like,
I'm trying to sell Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, I gave you a really good deal.
I gave you accepted that.
You have to admit that was a really good deal, and I would not give. It was a really good deal.
Who are you sending me?
It was a really good deal. You can go look it up right now. I don't have my phone on me. But
I have injury news to cover. Man.
All right, go. You know what? I do have my phone on me, so
yeah. See, okay.
I will go ahead and check.
Wide receivers that are listed at first off, Keon Coleman is out this week with a wrist injury. They announced that like on Monday, so they knew that was going to be a thing. But guys that are questionable this week include Nico Collins, Tyreek Hill, Devonta Adams, Darnell Mooney, Devonta Smith played last night. Ignore that part. Juwan Jennings, Brian Thomas Jr., Gabe Davis, Van Jefferson, And that's it. T. Higgins is going to play this week, Josh. Did you see that? T. Higgins is active this week, so that's a good one. Somebody had been following T. Higgins the way he runs up the hill to practice. And if he kind of takes it gingerly or goes sideways, like slanted on it, he misses that game. But if he goes straight up it, runs up it, he's active. Well, they found yesterday at practice, he ran straight up the hill. And then today it was announced that he's going to play this week. So
I hope that mother effer falls off that hill.
Well, that's pretty rude. Tight ends that are questionable this week include basically everyone: George Kittle, Sam Laporta, Jake Ferguson, Josh Oliver, Noah Fant, Harrison Bryant, and a bunch of bums. So, as always, this position sucks.
I have injury news.
What's your injury news?
Harrison Butker on the injured reserve list because of a knee injury. Sources told ESPN's Adam Schefter on Thursday. Butker, who was I'm not going to read all that, but Butker is on IR just in case you need kickers.
He is. That's such a shame. Oh no.
I like him. He's really good at football.
He is good at football.
He's good at football. Do we have more injuries? Do you want to rattle off? All right, that's it. That's it. Imagine making fun of someone because of their views on life that are religious.
I mean, hey, we're two guys that don't have to stay in the kitchen, according to.
I'm just making you feel uncomfortable. I don't believe in religion. I'm sorry. Anyway, or
not
anything
even about religion. Says. That's not even my.
But that's what his views are for, and we're not talking about religion right now. And again, he's a dirtbag. I was just being sarcastic. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for anyone who don't take that out of context. A lot of people hate me already.
Listen, Harrison. My wife does not belong in the kitchen. Trust me. I'm the one that belongs in that kitchen.
I don't think he said that. But all right, let's move forward. I don't think he said that specifically. I don't think it was quoted. I don't think that was a true quote. I think you're taking things out of context. But anyway, I digress. I do not. He's a dirtbag. Whatever. All right. So before we get into our rankings, I did want to speak about last night's game because it was supposed to be a barn burner. Jaden Daniels kind of disappointed. Jalen Hurts for sure disappointed. Saquon Barkley did not. He was the only person that did not disappoint. But there was one guy that you were excited for specifically, and that's the Austin Eckler effect. The rise of Austin Eckler these past couple of weeks have been bananas. He led the Washington Commanders in receiving eight catches, 89 yards off 9 targets. Is this a thing that you're going to see moving forward? Are you excited for the Austin Eckler effect?
Look, I told you earlier this morning, I was like, why am I still benching Austin Eckler in half my leagues? I have him in like 4 or 5 leagues, and I benched him in half of them. I started him in the others, mostly Scott Fishbowl, like esque scoring type leagues that include kickoff returns, which is always big for him. I'm done benching him. This is 3 solid weeks. Brian Thomas. Oh my God, wrong player. Brian Robinson Jr. came back and he got involved in the passing game. He didn't need to get rushing yards to be effective in the game. He didn't score a single touchdown. Still at 17.6 points. That's good. I mean, he started yesterday. He was RB26. Right now he's RB23. Obviously that's going to go down because of people playing, but he's an effective runner. And if you played the 0 running back position or draft strategy and you picked up Austin Eckler late, it's paying off right now.
Yep, it sure is. And Dallas Goedert returned last night, 5 catches, 61 yards. I did not start him because I was afraid. Again, tight end position is really bad this year. So 11 points from your tight end, I can hang with that. Nothing else really excited happened last night. I did bench Brian Robinson Jr. in almost every league that I have that I could because I was afraid.
14 points. I mean, that's solid. Yeah, I mean, even Jaden Daniels scoring 14 points was not awful. It's not top 5, but it's great. Not terrible. I mean, it's not what you want, but like this year for the quarterback position, I feel like that's very serviceable if you don't have Lamar Jackson. Like, yeah, that's very serviceable.
Let's put it in perspective. I had Jaden Daniels ranked 4th last night. As far as the quarterback position goes, you had him ranked 9th overall, so it looks like you're going to be pretty good on that one. I was a failure. I was too high on him. That's okay. That's all right. Running back position, Saquon Barkley, you had him number 1. That's looking pretty good. I had him 8th. It's not looking pretty good. So therefore, I'm 0 for 2. It's fine. It's fine. We're good. I'm curious. There's a lot of game left. I
Now
had
listen,
Eckler. I
to
had
be
Eckler
fair,
25th.
Saquon had 2 very late touchdowns. Like very late in the game. They didn't need the touchdown. He got the touchdown anyway. I was watching back on that. I was like, man, those are 2 like the running play was great. The first one was a pretty good run. The second one was just a broken like he just took off for the touchdown and he almost had 3 touchdowns, but he got tackled at the 1-yard line, and we know what that means for Philadelphia.
Yep, it sure does. And I got a one more nit to pick before we move on to our entire ranking list. I finally did it, guys. Josh Wingate has been harassing me for weeks. Every single week coming in on the show. Terry McLaurin, rest in peace. Terry McLaurin, he's dead, right? Terry McLaurin, you were so wrong. I finally ranked this guy in my top 10. I finally said, you know what, Terry? I've been against you for 3 years now. I've been trying to get you off my rosters and Dynasty for 3 years now. I've had enough of Terry McLaurin. I buried that man like in week 3 this year. And all of a sudden, I finally, you know what? All right, cool. We're back, Terry. We're freaking back. 1 catch, 10 yards. F you, Terry. I'm never putting you in my top 10 ever again. Period.
I had him too high. I had him at 9. I considered dropping him to like 18 or 19 because he's going up against this Eagles secondary, and I knew that they were going to just cover him. That's all the Commanders have in the receiving game outside of Austin Eckler is Terry McLaurin. So you got to think he's probably going to get stopped. And he never, like Quinion Mitchell, the rookie, never even thrown to last night. And he covered Terry McLaurin most of the game.
So annoyed. Can we move forward to the quarterback rankings, Justin?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to shake that off. I'm not going to think about Terry anymore because I don't have to. I don't have to think about it. He got me 1.5 points, got me 2 points. Cool. We're moving on. It is what it is. Let's go to the quarterback position where we're pretty lined up. Actually, very, very lined up. It's like you went to my ranking and said, what did Josh do in his top 5? Because that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Except for one.
One.
I know you want to talk about him, so go ahead.
Are we talking about Mr. Joe Burrow? Mr. Joe Cool? Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Joe Cool.
I have Joe Burrow ranked. It's not bad. So I have him 7th. You have him 4th. He's going against the LA Chargers. LA Chargers are very good defensively. I just have him a little bit lower than you. You have him 4th, like I said. I have him 7th. So why do you think Joe Burrow with no rushing upside is going to continue this amazing run he's having?
Well, T. Higgins is back, but he came back after I made my final rankings. He's had 2 very solid weeks as QB1. I think he's had 6 weeks in the top 10, 3 or 4 weeks in the top 5. He has been lighting it up, even though they're not getting the wins like he should be. He's getting the touchdowns. He's got 9 touchdowns, 1 interception over the last 2 weeks. I understand one of them is Las Vegas, but the other one was Baltimore, where he's threw 4 touchdowns. He still has Jamar Chase. He's still a guy, right? Like Jamar Chase is wide receiver 1 this season so far. T. Higgins coming back. Tanner Hudson is proving to be a solid tight end outside of Mike Gesicki. Chase Brown gets used in the passing game. That passing offense is something to be feared. And Joe Burrow is playing for the season. At this point now, if they lose another game, they're pretty much almost eliminated from the playoffs this early in the season. He has to start winning games, which means that they're going to put the ball in their best players' hands, and that's Burrow and Chase. That means he's going to be throwing a lot. He's going to be getting all those touchdowns. Burrow's one of the best players in the league in the quarterback position. I almost put him top 3 this week. But I have him at 4.
So to just to let everyone know, we have Lamar 1 at Pittsburgh. We have Jalen Hurts 2 versus Washington, which didn't turn out to be great. We have Josh Allen versus KC at 3, which I think I'm going to move him down a little bit after this show. Just against KC, I just have a funny feeling. We both have Brock Purdy at 5. I have Jaden Daniels at 4. So we have hitters above these guys, above Joe Burrow. So it's not like it's a disrespect to Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow's great. But I think the Chargers are very, very good defensively. They only allow 200 yards a game to the passing to the quarterback, which is pretty phenomenal in this day and age. They can shut down. I feel like the Bengals, and this is off of my viewing of my entire life, they play to their opponent's skill level. Let's say the Bengals are playing a bad team. They'll slow it down. They'll go hoo-hum, ho-hum,
Unless it's the
plotting.
Raiders and they'll just blow them out. But
Well,
yeah.
okay, you're right. But again, they're down and out. They are desperate. They could be slinging the ball a ton, or Joe Burrow could just be making a ton of mistakes. I don't know. So I decided, you know what? 7th is good for him. I don't see him outperform. I have Justin Herbert above him, which is the first time I have Justin Herbert in my top 10 in a very long time. Justin Herbert's been freaking balling lately, and I don't know what it is, but I'm here for it. I might move Joe Burrow up one as I go through, but man, you can't go wrong with Joe Burrow. On the road, though, on the West Coast, I will say this. I always struggle. Always going from one coast to another is always a struggle. I'm picking in it's here. I still have Joe Burrow at 7 overall, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay. It's not going to kill me. It's not going to kill you either. You're still starting him. He's still a starting quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Chill out here. Another guy that we could talk about, Jameis Winston, if you want to. I have him top 12. I proclaimed on this show that I'll never rank him outside of my top 12, and that's going to stand true for the rest of my life. You have him at 17. What are you looking at? You questioning my ranking?
I was trying to find where I even had him ranked, and you answered it for me. 17.
17.
Let's see. Guys that I have above him: Drake May, Geno Smith, Tua, CJ, Jordan. Okay, he'll move up past 17. He's not going to be top 12 for me, though.
Why? Why are you hating on Jameis Winston? A revenge game at New Orleans.
It is a revenge game.
They got rid of Lattimore. They don't have the same secondary as they think they do. I think it's going to be a somewhat kind of I'm not going to cuss on here. S show. I think there's going to be a lot of interceptions from Carr and Winston, and I think there's going to be a lot of points.
He'll definitely be top 14 because I have to put him up above Tua, and actually I need to drop. Well, I'm leaving Tua up there because they're playing Las Vegas. Now, if Tyreek is out, I will obviously move Tua down. But we both said Winston was going to do better than Tua this week, so I have to at least go to my word and put him above Tua. So he'll probably be like 13 or 14.
Yeah, so just some perspective. He's played 2 games this year, Jameis. He's been the quarterback 10 and quarterback 22. So it's either super good or super average, yeah. But the game he was quarterback 10 was Baltimore, who does give up the booty to the pass. They're not the same. We had this perception of, it's Baltimore, right? Ray Lewis, Roquan, all those great players that they had, Ed Reed. This is 2024. This is not the same Ravens defense. They're bad. They're bad defensively. So Jameis, of course, ate them up. And against the Chargers, who are very good defensively, this is what I'm worried about Burrow. He came into there and laid an egg, threw 3 interceptions, only 1 touchdown. And that touchdown was a very, very, very late garbage touchdown to Cedric Tillman. He scored 13.1 points. Jameis can get off on decent defenses, not good defenses. And I don't think New Orleans is that great defensively at all. So I do see a big game from Jameis, top 12 easily for me. So Tua, I have Tua 15th. I have Tua lower than you. And I like Tua this week.
Yeah, he's going to go down a little bit. It's that Las Vegas factor. Again, if Tyreek Hill doesn't play, then he's going to drop a lot. He's going to drop probably to 20-ish.
Yeah. And do you want to, as we wrap up the quarterback position, and guys, if you have questions in the chat, I see people watching live right now. Thank you so much. Drop a like, hit that subscribe button, share it with a friend. Anthony, do you even want to do it? Do you want to do it? Do you want to go Anthony Richardson right now?
No.
Then hit the button. I didn't think you would actually hit the button. We have people watching. I want to hear your thoughts on Anthony Richardson. You got to do it. You can't just avoid this.
What thoughts?
You're over here.
The Jets.
You're pounding Twitter. We got to get AR5 back in. He's our future, not Joe Flacco. Blah, 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 blah. And he finally gets back. You have no thoughts?
I thought we talked about fantasy relevant players on this show because he's not fantasy relevant right now. So
you have him ranked 21st on the Superflex. You're starting.
Are you starting him? Are you starting him this week?
Never. Nowhere.
Okay then.
You have him as a starting quarterback in Superflex. That's why I'm questioning you.
It's because there's upside to rushing.
You have him ranked over Kirk Cousins. What? You have him ranked over Kirk
I mean,
Cousins.
I don't look at every player on this list. And that's obvious. No, so Richardson, apparently since he's been benched, he's been in the office at 5:30 in the morning every day at the facility. He meets with the O-line coach to go over pass protections. Apparently he's been more mature.
They grow up quick, don't they, guys? They grow up quick.
It takes 2 weeks, I guess. Apparently it takes 2 weeks to grow up, but he's got the Jets this week. I don't love that, but I don't know what to say. I'm not starting him this week.
Okay, so move him out of your top 24
I will,
because
but he's not going below Will Levis. So
you have Levis
Will
at
Levis will
25.
fall.
I have Levis at 24. Yeah. Okay. All right. Not bad. All right. Let's go to the running backs. I just had to get that out there. You can't proclaim all this stuff. Speak with your chest, man. Speak with your chest. This is the first time ever on our running back rankings that I can see where the number one guy on our list that averages out to one, we don't have one together. Like he's not our number one guy.
That's certainly interesting. Yeah, our averaged out one is Joe Mixon, and you have him at 3, and I have him at 2.
Yeah, and I stand by my ranking. That's okay. I actually put CMC number 1 because I saw him back last week against the Buccaneers. He looked like CMC. I don't know what people are saying about him. I'm not watching any television shows. I'm not watching ESPN or NFL Network. I don't care what they have to say. I saw what I needed to see from him. He looked like a full go. He looked like a guy on a mission. He looked like he would play Tampa Bay regularly because Tampa Bay does shut down the run, and he didn't get any rushing yards at all. And he didn't need it to be fantasy effective. He's had, I believe, over 15 points with just his receptions alone. That's what I want from CMC. Now he's going against Seattle, a divisional matchup. I think they're going to use him a lot more in the run game. I love CMC at 1. I'm okay with ranking him at 1. He is 1 until further notice. 1 until further notice. I'm more interested to talk about my number 2 guy.
Yeah,
we'll
Devon
wait.
Achane.
Oh, thanks for spoiling it. Thanks for spoiling it, buddy.
Well, you didn't say don't. Yeah, I have him at 4. He plays Las Vegas, and we all, again, for the entire season, have said that if you play Las Vegas, start the running back. And Devon Achane is that offense, with an offense that includes Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, and that's about it.
Jonnu Smith.
Devon Achane.
Don't forget about Jonnu. Let's be realistic here. Achane is a phenomenal talent. Last week, he only had 5 targets, 5 catches, 52 total yards against the Los Angeles Rams on a Monday night game. That was his lowest game with Tua this season. As we said before, he's played 4 other games with Tua, and he's been top 3 every single time with Tua. That's very important to know with Tua. He does average around 8 targets a game with Tua, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking forward to the targets, to the workload, and plus, he's going to eat up on the ground as well. I think this is a perfect matchup, and I would not be surprised if Achane finishes number 1 overall and beats out CMC, but there's no way he falls out of the top 5 in this week. If you have Achane, you can guarantee he's going to score you 20 plus points this week in PPR formats and even half PPR formats. I am that confident in Devon Achane this week.
Yeah, I mean, I like him too. I have him as an RB1 this week. I just have Bijan ranked a little bit ahead of him. Joe Mixon, obviously, I got him ranked at number 2 against Dallas. Dallas has not been strong, although Michael Parsons is back, so maybe that does affect things. But Joe Mixon doesn't seem to care who he plays. He still runs over people. He still gets touchdowns, even though he didn't have a great game on the ground this week, right? If I'm not mistaken, can I spell Mixon correctly? Jesus. But he still finished off with 17 points. He had 46 rushing yards, still finished off with 17 points. So he doesn't even have to get the yards to be completely effective in that offense. And then, of course, Saquon Barkley, number 1. I want to see who scores more than, 32 points on the ground this week?
Saquon had 33 points?
33.8.
33.8 is the number to beat. So, if I make a bet here, because I'm willing to do it, I think Achane outscores Saquon Barkley this week. Do you want to have fun with this? That's all I'm asking.
Yep.
Do you want to lose again?
Nope. I'm not gonna lose. So go ahead.
So, okay, the bet's on. Same bet as last time. Same bet as last time for you new viewers. If Achane does not outscore Saquon Barkley this week, I will have to chug. He did a Truly. I'm going to chug a high noon on air. But it should be a Smirnoff Ice. It should be a Smirnoff. But I'm going to choose high noon because I have those readily available. I drink those all the time.
Readily available. That's what matters. Like,
yeah, but Smirnoff is way more fun to watch because they're awful. Because they are awful.
Yeah.
Like nobody, like I love high noons. Like give me a peach all day. So I will say this: if I have to, I'll chug the worst high noon flavor of all time, which is black cherry.
Oh, really? I like the black cherry.
Black cherry is the worst of all time.
I like the black cherry.
In the comments below, if you drink high noons, tell me the worst high noon flavor. The best is peach. Peach is number one. By far, peach is number one. The worst, like the bottom two, black cherry and I believe lemon. Lemons suck. Or if you want to go get cute, any of the iced tea versions are just dog water. They're just awful.
Unrelated, but what are your two favorite Starburst flavors?
Pink and orange.
Okay. I was
Red's
waiting for you to
overrated.
say pink and red, which everybody usually says pink and red. My favorites are yellow and orange. So
I think orange and pink are the two best. I like pink. Red's okay. Like they're all good. It's sugar. Like sugar's great, but orange is king. Same thing for Gatorade. I love orange. Orange is the best Gatorade flavor of all time.
Blue cherry.
See
the dark blue, not the light blue.
You're going cute. Listen. You're the kind of guy who thinks The Office after Michael Scott's good. I stay with the OGs.
It sucks.
I stay with the OGs, right?
Same.
You didn't though. That's not an OG. OG Gatorade is like yellow, red, orange. Yellow, red, orange. There's no other ones. You don't drink any other Gatorades.
Jonathan Taylor, you have him at 15. I have him at 10 this week.
You don't even call him fruit punch. It's just red. All right, Jonathan Taylor, I have him at 15 this week. He's going against the LA Chargers. Again, same situation. Or is he going? Yeah, he's going against the
Jets.
New York Jets. I was prepared to defend my Chase Brown. But all right, New York Jets, Jonathan Taylor. Same situation. I think these games are going to be ugly, sloppy, gross. Anthony Richardson is at the quarterback position, which I don't expect that offense to move the ball at all with him. I think he's one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen play football. And he does ruin an offense when he can't figure things out. We've seen it. They can't move the ball. He's going 3 and out. He's throwing picks. It's bad. And I'm not just trying to be a dirtbag because Justin's right here. But he's bad. I'd be curious to see why you think Jonathan Taylor is so good this week and you think they're going to score all these points. Hell, they may not even reach the red zone at this point. So why are you so in on Jonathan Taylor?
Because Anthony Richardson helps the running game more than anything.
Sure.
You now have to worry about whose hand the ball is in, whether it's ARs or JTs, it makes it a little bit easier to run the ball. Go back and look at games where Jonathan Taylor plays with Anthony Richardson and look at games when he plays with Flacco. It's not that great. The Houston game, okay, that's probably... Oh, wait, that was an AR game. He scored 18.7 points. When he played with Flacco the last 2 weeks, 8.9, 14.2, and that's because the Buffalo game, all of that rushing over 100 yards in the first half, and then they completely took the ball out of his hands because they were playing down at that point. The defenses know when Flacco is in there, all they have to do is stack the box against Jonathan Taylor, and then Flacco is not going to be able to make that throw because he hasn't been. Yeah, he has a higher completion percentage, but it's not equating to anything. He's still turning the ball over a lot. He's still making mistakes. With Anthony Richardson in there, Jonathan Taylor's rushing upside goes way up because that rushing offense is way better. And that is why I have Taylor where I have him at 10 this week. I expect him to be a top 10 player this week.
I'm not hating on that at all. I just wanted to bring some kind of intrigue to this because I do think I put him at 15 for reasons that he's playing the Jets, which I feel is a little bit tougher defensively. Guys, I have ahead of him just for your guys' information. Yes, guys, in the chat, we do answer any questions, all questions. So go ahead and ask away, everybody. James Cook, I have above him. I think that they have a higher, better offensive situation over there with Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Kareem Hunt, same situation. I think they're going to score more touchdowns. Kenneth Walker is a straight up stud and gets disrespected nonstop. And Josh Jacobs, I have above him as well. So these are all studs that I have above him. It's not like I hate Jonathan Taylor. It's more like I like the other guys more. And that's where the situation comes in. Yes, I'm still starting Jonathan Taylor. And yes, you should too. I'm not telling you to bench Jonathan Taylor. I'm just having my expectations a little bit lower because I just don't like Anthony Richardson and how he progresses that offense. Yes, it does involve more rushing for Jonathan Taylor, but does it equate to more touchdowns? That's the question I want to ask you. And you would know better because you watch every game. You're a Colts fan.
When Anthony Richardson plays, Jonathan Taylor has scored touchdowns in all but the Green Bay game.
There you go. So Jonathan Taylor
when
locked
Joe Flacco doesn't, he doesn't score.
Jonathan Taylor locked in top 10, baby. I'm moving my rankings up. You convinced no, seriously, you've convinced me. This is the first time in a long time. So I'm not trying to take shots. That's really good. Like, I love it when I can convince you on a player and you can convince me on. That's why we do this. That's why we do this.
And
why we
hopefully
talk
we're
through
helping
it.
other people. Judah,
Yeah.
whoever you got, let's talk. Who do you need help starting and sitting this week? Do you want to move to wide receivers?
Of course I do. Why would I not? So again, top 4, literally the same. Jamar Chase 1, Ron Raw 2, Justin Jefferson 3, AJ Brown 4. AJ Brown really screwed us last night. But the difference comes in number 5, where I have Nico Collins at Dallas, and you have him at 8. Again, nothing crazy. Like, we're not going like there's no spots where it's massive margins here. Like, there's none. I can't see any. But again,
Garrett Wilson's the biggest one.
Oh, really? 6 to 10?
Oh, Drake London, actually. Drake London is probably the biggest one. I just looked down a little bit further.
Yeah, I got Drake London down at 22. You have him at 14. For me, it's the Denver effect. It's the no-fly zone. It's Denver's just shutting them down. Kirk Cousins could easily get into a pick fest where he doesn't know what to do with that defense. And Denver games are ugly. Denver games, they're always the 4 o'clock game. It's always, you'll watch the 1 o'clock games, witching hour, super exciting. You go to the 4 o'clock games, and it's Denver versus Seattle in a random at 5-10, and the score is like 16-4. Like, what am I watching? It's 9-8. Like, what am I watching? That's a Denver game. Denver has been extremely, maybe I'm wrong because I don't watch the Denver games much, but man, they're so boring. And I can easily see Drake London getting shut down by Pat Surtain in that defense. We're Darnell Mooney to the moon, baby. We talked about Mooney on Wednesday's show, so go back and look at that. I'm just higher on Mooney over Drake London. You have London super high. What the hell's going on?
I do. I mean, Drake London's been a top 5 wide receiver this season, and he never gets respect. He continues to just ball out. He's gotten under 10 points twice this season against Tampa Bay and Pittsburgh at the very beginning of the season when they were still trying to figure things out. Wide receiver 4 over the season so far. He's had good games. The last 3 weeks are probably actually some of his worst weeks, actually. So, but he still scored 17.7 last week. Will this adjust? Yes. As injuries come out, as new reports come out, yeah, this will adjust. He might fall just a little bit, but I don't foresee him falling a lot of it. I don't think I have him under Zay Flowers. CD is not a wide receiver 1 right now with Dak Prescott out. Maybe Metcalf goes above him, but that's about all I can put above him.
So they're at Denver. It's very important to know they're at home. This season, the Denver Broncos at home. I just had it, but it went away. The Denver Broncos, I'm killing time because I lost it. Arrows. At home, only give up 190 passing yards per game. They are very, very, like I said, very, very good secondary. So that's why I have them lower than normal. I feel like if he scores a touchdown, he'll be good to go, but he's going to need that touchdown to get him over that hump. And again, guys, I'm at 22nd. That's very low for me with Drake London. I'm a big Drake London person. It's just a situation. They have other options there. It's not like a situation where in Kansas City, it's just Travis Kelce. And we spoke about Travis Kelce before the season and going into weeks 1, 2, and 3 before the Rashee Rice stuff. Travis Kelce was break glass in case of emergency. If Rashee Rice goes down, that's when they'll rely on Travis Kelce. And that's what we're seeing now. That's what we said from the very freaking start. In this situation, you don't need to force the ball to Drake London. You have Darnell Mooney balling. He's a top 10 fantasy receiver. You have Kyle Pitts, who has taken over games. We saw what he did in Tampa Bay. Kyle Pitts can be effective. Ray McLeod has been involved. Unfortunately, he's been involved. Kirk Cousins is an experienced quarterback that can get the ball spread all around. When he was in Minnesota, he just didn't funnel feed Justin Jefferson, although it seemed like it because Justin Jefferson's the best player on the planet. He did spread it out to Hawkinson. He did give Addison. Addison had a lot more targets with Kirk Cousins than he does now with Sam Darnold. So Kirk Cousins is a quarterback that can spread the ball around. I just think it's going to be a situation where he doesn't target London as much as he should, and he will spread it around to other people, even Bijan Robinson out of the backfield. So he has many, many options there, and that's why I have Drake London a little bit lower than you at 22. He's still starting receiver. I'm still starting him this week, but temper your expectations. It's not going to be as good as you guys think.
Agreed.
Who's kicking for the Jets?
Anders Carlson. They signed him to the practice squad this week or last week off the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, Anders Carlson was signed to the practice squad. He's asking this question because the Chiefs just signed Spencer Schrader, who was on the practice squad, who was actually supposed to be the starting kicker this week, but because of how practice squad rules worked, they moved him to the practice squad because Greg Zuerlein has been injured. Well, the Chiefs went and signed Spencer Schrader because of Harrison Butker, which now means that they have to start Anders Carlson this week against the Indianapolis Colts.
R.I.P. Butker and kickers. Do you play with kickers, Jerry? Do you play with kickers? I need to know. And anyone in the chat, if you guys play with kickers, let me know. I have 2 leagues that still play with kickers. My beer league, which we just play for beer. We ship each other beer if whoever wins. And Scott Fishbowl, where I've had Bates all season long, and I still started him in his bye week if he had a bye week because I don't change kickers.
I have them in my I have kickers in my family league that will not get rid of kickers and defense, whatever. And Scott Fishbowl. That's it.
Scott Fishbowl. JSN, I have him at 20. You have him at 30. You think he's not a startable wide receiver. You think he's a flex play, which is fine. Last time we saw JSN, he was channeling his inner Jerry Rice as he's like one of the best players in the world. That one game where he scored 37 bajillion points. Why are you hating on my boy? JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba?
Because what has he done outside of that game?
I mean, he's just not getting involved. This is the breakout. What are you talking about?
Is he
I've been waiting for this
getting
moment
involved, or did he get involved because DK was limited and didn't really play?
First off,
back.
Buddy, DK is back. I know it's unfortunate, but I really hope they keep this momentum going with JSN. Get him targeted more. He is not being ignored. Since week 4, he's had 12 targets, 7 targets, 9, 6, 7, and 13 week 9 against the Rams. He's been involved. It's just he hasn't been involved enough. And you're right. I do have hopes. This is me just hoping and wishing that my trades for JSN and Dynasty will finally work out one day. And I hope it does, and I hope it will. Do you find him similar to Odunze, as in, man, he should be a starter, but he's not still?
I find him, they're pretty similar, actually.
It's unfortunate. It really is, because JSN's truly the second best player on the Seattle Seahawks, in my opinion. And I think Odunze is better than Keenan Allen and DJ Moore, and he's not getting. It's just ridiculous how these coaches treat these players. But JSN's 20th to me because I think he's going to ride this momentum as being the number 1 receiver from week 9. Guys, it's just a hope and a prayer. I'm sorry. No analysis there. If it's right, it's right. I can't wait to gloat about it.
Well, he'll either be like a wide receiver 30-something or wide receiver 1. That's his moda. That's his mantra this season. So
exactly it.
Either I will be right or I will be wrong.
You're not wrong.
Either.
He's been top. Okay, so for everyone listening that doesn't understand, he's been top 10 twice this season. 8th week 2 and number 1 week 9. He's been wide receiver 30th or worse every other week. So
see? You might as well just move him up to the top 10. If you feel that comfortable about it.
You know what? Maybe I will. Who do I have? I'm at 20th. And then
So
who's my
either
19th? Who's my 19th?
I will be right or you will be right if you move
Cortland
him to the
Sutton.
top 10.
He could beat Cortland Sutton. Cortland Sutton's a bum. He could beat that guy. DeAndre Hopkins. No, I'm really worried about JSN, but I have a bold ranking of him because I want it to happen. I'm speaking this into existence. Tyreek or T. Higgins this week, Justin?
When did the Dolphins play? You should know this, right?
I don't know, dude. Play at 1 o'clock.
Did they play at 1 o'clock?
Dude, I don't know schedules until literally the day of. I didn't know the Dolphins played Monday night until Monday. Or till Sunday, actually.
Can Jerry tell us when they
No.
play? I think
I'm
he
looking
plays
it up
Monday
right
night. I'm pretty sure he plays Monday night.
The Dolphins
no,
just
he
played
doesn't.
Monday
I
night.
lied.
Dolphins just played.
He's
Back-to-back
1 o'clock.
Monday
Okay,
nights.
so
At 1 o'clock.
that's good. And T. Higgins plays Sunday night. I am gonna go with.
Here's what you do, Jerry. Here's what you do. This is very simple. This is a very simple explanation. It's very, very simple.
Put him in flex.
Put him in your flex. Put Tyreek Hill in your flex. If he's ruled out, if he's ruled out, you just put T. Higgins in there. As simple as that. The Sleeper app has this wonderful thing where you can auto sub. But your league manager has to actually put this in play. So if there's an auto sub option, just do that. Or pay attention. If at 11 o'clock and the inactives come out and Tyreek's inactive, throw in T. Higgins. I'm always going to start Tyreek Hill over T. Higgins if Tyreek Hill's playing.
I agree.
Even though Tyreek has been ass this year. Tyreek has been total ass this year.
Did you see the graphic I sent in our group chat? It was games that Tyreek, or it was 2 columns. It's games that Tyreek got arrested in before the game, and then like whether or not he scored 100 yards, and games that he's been arrested before the game, he's put up 100 yards, and games that he did not get arrested, he has not put up 100 yards.
Very cute of you to do that. Very cute. Can we move on to the tight ends?
So mad.
Did you guys know that in games that Anthony Richard plays, he just completes less than 50% of his passes because he's fucking ass?
Yeah, it's pretty awful.
Tight ends, again, we're very, very, very. We're similar all the way to 6.
Did you even change your tight ends this week? Like
I tried to. I really did. I really, really did. And I'm still going to work on it because I want to move Mark Andrews up a little bit more because I do think he's going to get some play against Pittsburgh this week. And Evan Ingram, if Trevor Lawrence is out, I'm definitely moving Evan Ingram down. What's the question? What's the
if you move Mark Andrews up, you also have to move Sam Laporta up because you said you would start Sam Laporta over Mark Andrews this week.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm starting Mark Andrews in a league, so all right, I'll do that. You know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna move Evan Ingram down if Mac Jones is playing.
Just gotta hold you accountable, man.
If Mac Jones, you know what's funny is during the show, I try to go to the Fantasy Pros platform to sign in and fix my rankings during the show. I don't know my password. So I couldn't do it during the show. So I've been struggling to actually log back into Fantasy Pros ever since. So
yeah. So in our rankings of the top 5, I think Evan Ingram is the guy who is going to get moved down. We both have him at 5, and I think he gets moved down if Mac Jones is playing. Yeah, he got 8 targets last week with Mac Jones, but only 40 yards, 6 receptions, 40 yards. It's not great. Like, he got more yards off of less completions the week before against Philly. Evan Ingram is my prime target to move down, but probably not even out of the top 12, just moving him down the rankings.
I can 1000% agree with that because Evan Ingram, he's been so underwhelming this year. He is not like when we do our total bust team. So we're going to do that in the offseason. Like, who's the sleepers? Who actually, but we're going to have a bust team. Evan Ingram might be the bust of the year at the tight end position. I don't see anyone else that can fit that mold currently. Even Kyle Pitts is performing to what I expected him to perform at. David Njoku. He's a bust too. Like, both of them. Freaking both of them are going to be up there on that list of bust of the year at tight end position.
I would lean more towards Sam Laporta at tight end 14 right now than Evan Ingram at tight end 22 when Evan Ingram missed how many games? I feel like you have to
look
at the points per game and.
But here's the problem. But here's the problem with that, Justin. We all said Evan Ingram. You said this yourself. Evan Ingram's the number one target there in Jacksonville. So there's no reason why he shouldn't repeat what he did last year, which he's clearly not, and he's not doing anything. Whereas Sam Laporta, he's got Amon-Ra, he's got Gibbs, he has so much talent around him. And I'm not making excuses for Sam Laporta because F you, Sam Laporta. It's just he's a big bust too, guy. Tight ends suck, bro.
I have a lot of data and analytics to dig into in the offseason to see who actually should be on that team.
We're going to do all that. We're going to have fun with all that. But guys, I do need to wrap this show up. We started late, so we got to end early. I apologize. We're going to get on out of here. There's not much to talk about tight ends. Honestly, if they score a touchdown, they're good. If they don't, they're not good. Right? That's what we've learned this season, at least at the tight end position. So make sure you follow us on our website because we'll be updating these rankings, ousffpod.com. Again, if I get 1,000 subs, if we get 1,000 subs on our YouTube page, ousffpod.com, this luscious lock of hair will be shaved off and donated to a child that needs it with wigs for kids. It's already been set up. So make sure you subscribe to the show. We'll be back next Tuesday to break down the waivers. So until then, peace out.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. Follow on X and Instagram at OUSFFPOD. We'll be back next week for more ways to win your league.